Do not undertake the exercises illustrated in this video without prior medical advice. Hi, welcome to the Smart Seniors Maintaining Active Roles Together exercise program. We're happy that you could join us today. I have just a couple of reminders for you before we get started. Find a safe place to exercise. Make sure you have a sturdy chair to use during the exercises. Make sure you have footwear that has proper foot support. Have some water nearby, and make sure that you do only what you feel safe and comfortable to do. In today's class, we're going to be using a small ball. If you have one, make sure you have it nearby. Enjoy your class.
Hello everybody and welcome to my class. My name is Donna. I will be your instructor today. So we're going to start sitting and we're going to start by marching those feet. So we're sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. That belly button is in and we're gently rocking the arms. Just going to warm up the body, all the joints and the muscles. So we're going to start with a little toe tap to the front. As we're doing that, you can push those hands down towards the floor. If you ever get arms and legs confused, remember you can always just work the legs. Relax those arms. Now we're going to take these toe taps and tap them out to the side. So we're going to add a little toe tap, and we're going to add that hand, pressing side. Belly button is facing the front. And we're going to tap the toes under the chair. So the palms of the hand are forward, elbows are tight to the body, and we're just going to bend and stretch. So we're nice and tall through the spine. And we're going to leave those feet, leave those hands, just tap the toes. We're going to inhale, reach those arms up nice and tall. Exhale, those arms lower down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, those arms lower down. One more time, we're going to inhale, reach those arms up and tall. Exhale, those arms drop down. Good. Shrug those shoulders and let them drop. So shrug and drop. Don't forget the drop. One more time. Drop those shoulders down. We're going to start tapping the heels now. And just turn that head. You're going to look over one shoulder. Eyes look center. We're going to turn and look over the other shoulder. Eyes look center. One more time. Let's turn and look over one shoulder. And those eyes look center. One more time. Let's turn and look the other way. And we're looking center. Good job. Relax those feet down. Good. We're going to inhale, open those arms nice and wide. We're going to exhale, bring those arms in. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, those arms close in. One more time. We inhale, those arms open wide. On the exhale, those arms close in. We're going to drop those elbows down and squeeze and stretch those fingers. So a nice tight squeeze, but really work on that stretch. That's the important one right there. We're going to do one more. Hold that stretch, bring the palms of the hand together. We're going to circle the wrists. And we're going to change direction of that circle with the wrist. And we're going to drop that arm down. Good. We're going to take the knee now. We're going to lift the knee to the side, then we lift it and bring it in. We're going to do the other side. It's a lift, tap, lift, bring it in. So that belly's tight. We're warming up the hip joint. So make sure that the belly button and those hips stay forward as the leg pulls to the side. And it's a little lift up and over, and a little lift up and over. Good. We're going to do one more on each side. So lift, tap, bring it in. Let's do one more. And let's go into an extension through the knee. We extend one leg and then switch to the other leg. So we're sitting nice and tall, we're reaching through the back of the knee. It doesn't matter how high that leg goes, but it does matter how straight it goes. We want it to go as straight as you feel comfortable going. So we're going to do 2 more on each side. There's one, and there's the other one. And we're going to extend that leg one more time and circle the ankle. Let's change direction of that circle. And we're going to place that foot down. Let's switch and do the other leg. Circle that ankle. Now pay attention what's happened to your posture. Did we get all into that ankle and relax? Let's change direction of that circle and sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to drop that foot down. Good. Let's march nice and high with the knees. So as we're lifting that knee up, we're just going to tap the top of the thigh. So once again, if you need to relax the hands and just concentrate on those legs, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes one movement at a time works best for us. Make sure that you are breathing nice and deep and full as we're doing these exercises. So we're going to leave those feet on the floor. Sit up nice and tall, swing those arms. One is forward, one arm goes back. Nice long reach with those arms. So we're going to do 2 more, 1 more. Drop those arms down, bend the elbows, and let's run as fast as we can. Now, if you want to get those feet moving as well, you go right ahead. If you don't want to, just run with the arms. So we're running just a little bit more and relax those arms down. Now, I'm going to stand up for some exercises. If you'd like to stay seated, feel free to. So if you're standing, you're going to come behind the chair. I'm going to stand beside the chair so you can see where I am and what my feet are doing. And I'm going to start with those knees lifting up nice and high again. So if you're holding onto the chair, you've got those fingertips on the back of the chair, you don't want to lift the knee too high. You might still have those hands available to tap the top of the leg. If you're holding the chair, you might not. Now we're going to leave those feet on the floor. You're going to swing those arms, one forward, one is back. So you're trying to touch the wall in front of you, but you're also trying to touch the wall behind you. Chest is open, we're nice and tall, and there's a little knee bend as those hands come down towards the floor. Nice deep breaths. And we're going to drop those arms down, bend the elbows, and let's run. And we're going to relax those arms down. Let's march those feet. Good, let's march those feet out wide. And we're going to march those feet in together. And again, let's march those feet out wide. And we'll march those feet in together. And we'll march those feet out wide. And we'll march those feet in together. Let's do that one more time, marching wide. And march those feet in together. Good, let's do a little toe tap to the front. We're nice and tall through the spine. We're going to take the toe tap, reach it out to the side. Supporting leg is a little bit bent. There's no weight that goes on that foot that goes out to the side. Now we're going to reach that toe behind us. Nice little tap back. We're nice and tall through the spine. We're also long through the leg. So those fingertips might be resting on the back of the chair for this one. Help you out with that balance a little bit. And let's come back to the march, marching those feet. So now we're gonna do a heel tap to the front. Toes are pulling up towards the sky. And now we're gonna tap that heel out to the side. Toes still pulling up. If those arms wanna swing, you're not holding onto the chair, let them swing. That's just the body balancing itself out. Let's come back to our march. Good, let's start this from the very top. We started by marching the feet out wide. Knees are softly bent. March those feet in together. March them out wide. Bring them in together. March those feet out wide. Bring them in together. One more time, we're going to march those feet out wide and bring them in together. Toe tap to the front. Good, we're gonna add a push down towards the floor. And we're gonna tap that toe to the side and push out. And now we're going to tap that toe behind. Let's do a little bicep curl. So we're lifting the hands towards the shoulder, but we've got those elbows tight to the body. So it's the elbow that's bending and stretching. Now, if you're holding on to the back of the chair, you can always switch up and rest each hand on that chair. And let's march those feet. All right, so now we're going to take that first foot, we're going to tap it to the front, bring it center, bring it side, bring it center, take it back, and let's switch to the other leg. We're tapping forward and side and straight back, switch legs, forward, side, then to the back. Then we switch legs, so forward, center, side, center, back, center. We'll switch it up. Other leg, one more time. Side, center, back, center, and switch. Other side, forward, then center. It always comes center. Side, then back. And we march. Okay, so we're throwing all this stuff together. Again, we're going to start marching it wide. And we're going to bring those feet in together. And we're going to go out wide. Coming in together, going wide, come in together, one more time, marching out wide, and we come in together. Good, let's do that toe tap to the front. We're pushing those hands down. And we've got one more to do, then we're going to change it to the side tap. And we're pushing the hand out to the side. So we're stretching right through that elbow, but the arm's not coming too high. Now we're going to tap the toe behind us, and we're bending at the elbow, palms lifting up. And let's bring it back to that march. Good, so we're gonna take that first foot. Remember, front, center, side, center, back. Here we go. Front, center, side, center, back, center, switch legs, other side. Front, center, side, center, reach back, center, switch sides. Front, then to the side. Don't forget we're coming center every time. Then we switch sides. Front, center, side, center, back, center. One more time each side. Front, side, back. Good. Switch sides. Front, center, side, center, back, center. Let's march those feet. Nicely done. Nicely done. So keep those feet moving. We're going to bring the elbows tight, tight, tight to the body. Palms of the hand are looking towards each other. You're gonna open those hands away from each other, but keep those elbows tight to the body. Then we're gonna bring them towards each other again. And again, we open nice and wide, squeeze those shoulder blades towards the spine, bring them into the center. We open wide and bring them in. One more time, we're going wide. Open that chest, open the heart, and bring them in together. Good. Shake out those arms. Now, we're gonna add those arms to the feet. So those elbows are tight, the palms of the hand look at each other. We're gonna march our feet wide, open the hands, keep the elbows tight to the body, bring them in together. Good, we go wide with hands and feet. And then we bring them all in together. One more time, we go wide. And we come in together. We're gonna drop those arms down and move to our toe tap. So our toes tapping forward, we're pushing those hands down towards the floor. Bend and stretch through the elbows. Reaching through the toes. Then we're gonna take those toes, move them out to the side, and we add that little push side to side. So keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears. And one more each way. Then we're tapping the toe behind us, doing a little biceps curl. Palms of the hand lift up as we tap that foot back. So think long legs, long through the spine. And we're gonna do one more each side. March those feet. All right, we're gonna take the first foot, tap it to the front, then bring it center, then bring it side, then bring it center, then it goes back, then it comes center, then we switch sides. Other side, front, center, to the back. Sorry, that's side. Let's try that again. Other side, front, then side, bring it center, bring it back, center, switch sides, front, center, side, center, back, center. Good, let's do it again. Each side, forward, now side, center, now back, center, switch sides, other side, front, center, side, center, back, center, march. Nicely done. We're gonna step tap from one side to the other. So it's a step, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step, tap. Good. So now we're gonna try 2 steps to the side. Here we go, 2 steps. 1 and 2, other way. 1 and 2, other way. 1 and 2, other way. 1 and 2. Good. So we're gonna do it one more each side. So 1 and 2 and 1 and march those feet right here. Okay, so let's start at the very, very beginning. You're still rocking those arms. Remember, those elbows come in tight to the body, palms of the hand face each other. Now we march wide. Hands come wide, bring them in together. And we take it wide, elbows tight to the body, open the chest, bring it in together. Marching wide, hands come apart, bring them in together. One more time, we're gonna go wide. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other. Bring them in together. Drop those hands down. Little toe tap to the front. Tap forward. Good. We're pushing those hands towards the floor. And we're going to do one more on each side. Then we're changing. Going side tap, push with that hand. Now you can look at that hand if you like, getting a little more movement through the neck, through the head. If it's too fast for you, you don't have to. We're gonna do one more each side. Now we're tapping the toe behind us. And we're gonna bend the elbows up. So do remember, you can always do one arm at a time, especially if you're using that chair to rest the fingertips on. So you should never be leaning all the way on that chair. So that belly's tight as we lengthen through the leg behind us and lengthen through the spine in front of us. Let's come back to those marches. All right, we're gonna take the first leg. We're gonna go forward, side, back. Here we go. We go forward, center, side, center, back, center, switch sides. Forward, side, center, back, center, switch sides. Forward, center, side, center, back, center. Let's switch sides. Forward, center, side, center, back, center. Let's switch sides one more time. Each side. Forward, side, back. Switch sides. We go forward, center, side, center, back, center, and march those feet. So we're going to do our heel digs forward. Toes are pulling up towards the sky. So those toes are pulling right up. We're lightly tapping through the heel of the foot. And now we're going to go to the side. So we're going to tap that foot side. Belly button is facing forward. Don't let it swing side to side. So those abs are pulled in nice and tight. And let's bring it to a march, marching those feet. Nicely done. We're going to go into our step tap side to side. So we step, tap, step, tap. Good. For our single step tap, we're going to bring those hands and we're going to bring the elbows towards each other. So it's a little step tap. Elbows come wide, then they come in together. Now drop those arms down, because then we did a double step tap, remember? So it's 2 steps. So we go 1 and 2 other way, 1 and 2 other way. So I'm going to add some arms. What I'm going to add is a big wave hello, and then a big wave hello going the other way. So it's a big wave, 2 steps, that's it. And you're breathing nice and deep here. Keep going side to side, 2 steps, 2 steps. So we're going to do 1 more each direction. And we're going to march those feet right here. March them out. Nice job. So you're going to shrug those shoulders up. Let them drop. Shrug them up. Let them drop. Shrug them up. Let them drop. 1 more time, we're going to shrug. Let them drop. Inhale, reach those arms up and tall. We're going to exhale, those arms lower down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, those arms lower down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, nice and deep. We're going to exhale, those arms lower down. Good. Open and close those fingers. Wiggle them as much as you can, playing piano as fast as you can. We're going to go all the way up the keyboard. And we're going to come to center and go all the way to the other side. Reach those arms. Come center. We're going to go all the way up the other side. And center 1 more time. Let's reach it all the way up. Wiggle, wiggle those fingers. Bring it center. Good. Shake out those hands. All right. Again, let's inhale. You can stop those marches if you like. Exhale. Bring those arms in. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, arms close in. Let's do 1 more nice deep breath in and out. And bring those arms in. Drop those elbows down. Good. And we're going to wiggle those fingers. Shake the hands as if you're doing a really fast wave hello. And drop those arms down. Let's sit down. Please feel free to get a sip of water. Now again, we're going to be sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. We've got 1 foot under each hip, or in front of each hip. Roll those shoulders around and back and down. Good, let's change direction of those shoulder rolls. And we're going to drop them down. Gently nod your head, yes. And stopping in the center, we're going to shake that head no, looking over each shoulder. Eyes looking center. Good. We're going to have those feet together, nice and tight, and like windshield wipers, we're going to take the toes to one side, then the other side. So side to side. Now we're going to stop in the center. You can bring those feet forward a little bit. My feet always move backwards when I do that. We're going to go with the heels now. They're going to go side to side. Now I'm going to take those hands in front of the heart, and I'm going to open one arm, then the other arm. So I'm switching it up. And we're going to bring those feet center, drop those hands. I'm going to take one leg and extend it out and bend it. So I'm still sitting up as tall as I can through the spine, right on my sit bones. And I'm going to do one more and hold that leg there, pointing the toes across the room. Then I'm going to pull them back towards me. And one more time, I point those toes, pull them back in. I'm going to place that foot down, check your posture, make sure that you didn't roll back. So now the other side, we extend and bend through that leg. Be aware of those muscles in the thigh as they're working to pull that foot up off the floor. Hold it right there. We're going to point those toes. Flex them up. Push that heel forward. And we point those toes. And again, we flex the foot and we place that foot down. Beautiful. Now we're just going to practice rocking a little bit in that chair. So I'm going side to side, but I'm keeping my head reaching towards the sky. So it's as if I've got a little book on my head, and I'm shortening my waist by lifting my hip towards my rib, and I'm lifting my sit bone off the chair just enough to maybe slip a piece of paper under it, so it's not very high. As I do that, I'm going to shift backwards. Lift, shift backwards, lift, shift backwards, lift, shift backwards. Now I'm going to switch directions. I'm going to come forward. So it's a lift, push forward, lift, push forward, lift, push forward, lift, push forward. So I'm going to bring myself towards the front of the chair. When I get there, I'm going to make sure that my hips are even. So take a look down, make sure those hips are even. One foot is in front of each hip. I'm going to do my stand and sit. So we don't want our feet tight together. We want to have them spaced, nice and strong, either crossing those arms or using the chair to press off of. We're going to press up nice and tall to stand, and then we reach those hips back and we sit down. If you're not standing today, that's absolutely fine. Still work at lifting the knee and lifting that foot off the floor. So the belly button is tight on the way down, especially. That way you can sit softly into your chair. Nose over toes, but never further. And dig those heels through the floor, all the way up and all the way down. So we're going to do 4 more. Here we go. Final 4. Nice and tall. Squeeze those bum cheeks together when you stand up all the way, because sometimes we know that we're going to sit down again and we don't sit or we don't stand. So we kind of do something halfway. Here we go. Last one. Standing nice and tall and sitting down. Good. Drop those arms. Now we're going to take one arm. We're going to reach forward and squeeze the elbow behind the body. So that's another reason you don't want to be sitting too far back. You're going to hit the elbow on the back of the chair because you're pulling it right past the body. We got 2 more here. And we've got 1 more. Reaching the arm out to the side, we're going to pull that elbow gently behind the body. So again, it doesn't have to go high, but it does need to reach to the side. And 1 more. Let's switch arms. Other arm reaches forward and we pull that elbow behind the body. But keep that chest nice and open. So I don't want you to collapse down just to get the elbow back. So we're staying tall and proud. 1 more. And we're going to reach that arm out to the side and squeeze that elbow in behind. So the shoulders still facing forward, even though that arm is reaching to the side. Good, drop those arms down, shake them out. So we're gonna bring those arms up, we're gonna go boxing. So now we're gonna box straight out in front of us. And we're gonna do a double punch. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do make sure that even though you're holding that arm or that hand in a fist, that you're not gonna squeeze too tight. And please never ever snap the elbow joint. So it's nice, loose, we're extending through it. We're gonna do one more on each side. Good job. Drop those arms down. So we're gonna stand up. Remember how we stood? And we're gonna come behind the chair once again. So those fingertips are gently resting on the back of the chair. We're going to lift that leg up to the side and then lift it to the other side. So think about lifting through the heel of the foot and control that leg as it comes down. So it's a controlled lift and a little crunch with those muscles, and then you control it as it lowers down again. And we're simply switching legs. We've got one more on each side. Last one. Good. Extending those arms out. We're going to tap opposite shoulder. So you reach and tap. You're extending all the way through that elbow. We got two more on each side. Last one. Drop those arms down. Excellent. So now I'm just going to come to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to reach that leg behind me, staying nice and tall through the spine, and I'm tapping the foot gently on the floor. So try to make sure that knee is stretched nice and long and that you are nice and tall through that spine. If you start to feel this in the lower back, make sure you suck that belly button in. That will support that low back. So again, there's no weight that goes onto that back foot. We're just keeping all the weight forward, but you're not leaning too heavily into that chair. You'll be able to lift your hands off the chair if you needed to. Let's do one more on each side. Good. All right, now we're going to bend the knee and squeeze that heel towards the bum. So it's a squeeze in. Knees pointing towards the floor, so you should be able to stand quite close to your chair and not kick it. And again, it's not a kick. We're controlling both movements. You may feel a stretch down the front of that thigh. That's good. You may also feel the back of that thigh as it's working, those muscles to pull that leg up. Again, that's a good thing. So one or both of those, if you're feeling it, you know you're doing it correct. Let's do one more on each side. Nicely done. All right, the palms of the hand are facing forward. We're going to bend and stretch those elbows. So we're going to do two more. Last one. Dropping those arms down. You're going to spread those toes inside your shoes and press up nice and high onto those toes and hold here for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower the heels, but we don't let them touch the floor. Again, we press up nice and tall and hold here for 3, for 2, for 1, then we slowly lower down. Now this is not a balance exercise, so feel free to rest those fingertips on the back of the chair and push yourself up even higher. And then we're going to lower down. So we're pressing up, spreading the toes inside the shoes and trying to get as much of a bend in those shoes as you can. Then we lower down. Let's do one more like this. We're going to press up nice and tall. And we're going to lower down. Good. Tap those toes. Lift and tap. And we're going to drop those feet down. Now, we're going to press up onto the toes one more time. This time we are going to go into balance. So rest those fingertips on the back of the chair to start with. You're going to press up nice and tall. Make sure that the big toe is the one holding most of the weight. Then we're going to try to lift one hand off the chair and then the other hand off the chair. Good, now that's a balance. Now we're going to slowly lower the heel down to the floor. So feel free to rest those fingertips whenever you need to. Again, let's press up, lifting one or both hands off of the back of that chair. Then we slowly lower it down. Let's do that one more time. We're pressing up, toes are spread, belly's tight, lifting one or both hands off of that chair. And then we lower down. Good, let's tap those toes so it's a lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. I know, working those shins again, lift and lower. Nice job. Leave those feet on the floor. Let's go into a little balance work. So we're gonna step tap from one side to the other. So again, you're standing behind your chair. I'm just coming to the side so that you can see what my legs are doing. Now from here, instead of stepping those feet in together, I'm gonna step and leave my foot out to the side. Step and leave my foot out to the side. So it's like, almost like I stepped on some gum. So it's sticking my foot to the floor. Now, if you're happy here, because this is a little bit of a balance check, that's where we'll stay. However, if you like, you can try lift that foot off of the floor. Then place it back down, lift the other side. Place it down, lift and hold. Place it down, lift and hold. Place it down, lift and hold. Place it down. We're going to do one more on each side. Please tell me you're breathing here. One more. Lift and hold. And drop that foot down. Good. We're going to do the same thing to the front. So you're just going to have one foot in front, one foot behind. So it's like you're going to take a step forward, but you got stuck again. So we're going to lean all the weight onto the front foot. Then we're going to bring all the weight onto the back foot. Bringing that weight forward onto the front foot. And we bring the weight onto the back foot. Good, this time I'm going to lean the weight onto my front foot and I'm going to try to pull my back foot off the floor. Then I'm going to drop it down and now I'm going to try to lift my front foot off the floor. So it doesn't have to be a big step. You do not have to lift that foot very high. Down and lift. Let's do that one more time on this side. And we lift that foot and hold. And then we step it back and hold. Bring that foot in. Let's try the other side. So we're going to switch it up. We're stepping forward and we're going to hold it here. We're going to lean all the weight onto that front foot. And then we bring all the weight back onto your back foot. And again, we come forward, pushing that foot down. And we bring it back. So now if you like, we're going to step that foot forward, try to lift the foot off of the floor. If you're still leaving your foot on the floor, that's fine. So you take it at your own pace. And then we step forward, that foot's coming off the floor. And we come back, lifting that foot off the floor. Let's do it one more time, leaning forward, foot comes just off the floor. And we bring it back, that foot lifts off the floor. And we're gonna bring that foot in. Nice job. Let's have a seat and another sip of water. Now find your ball. If you don't have a ball, even a throw cushion will work. It's just something to put a little bit of pressure on. So we're going to have those elbows out to the side, palms of the hand face each other, and we're going to press those hands towards each other. So even if you don't have anything with you, you can still press your hands together. And then we're going to release that press. And then again, we're going to press in, chest is lifted, elbows are out, and then we release. And we press in, hold, lengthen tall through that spine, open up that chest, and release. One more time, we're gonna press in. Now keep that pressure between the hands. You're gonna extend those arms out and bring them in towards you. Push them out Bring them in towards you. Press them out. Bring them in towards you. And relax those arms down. We're going to take that ball or cushion, whatever it is you have. It's going to go between the knees. So those feet are flat on the floor. Belly's nice and tight. We're pulled up tall through that spine. We're going to squeeze those knees towards each other and hold. Hold, hold, and release. And again, we're going to squeeze in and hold. Hold, hold, and release. Squeeze in, we hold, 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 release, and we squeeze in and hold, 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 release. Now we're going to squeeze in and hold. Now we're going to extend one leg and bend it in and switch other side. So don't drop the ball. We're going to extend, bend, and extend, and bend. Let's do 2 more on each side. And we've got 1 more on each side. Nice job. Good. Let's take that ball, place it on top of one leg. We're going to have the hand on the ball. You're going to squeeze nice and tight and release. And again, we squeeze nice and tight and release. Squeeze nice and tight. Now you might be holding here, lifting the leg, or lifting that arm, lifting the ball, and lowering it. If you're still working on just squeezing and working those muscles through the forearm, that's fine. Now we're going to bring that arm out to the side. So we're going to drop it down. You can also do this without holding anything because the arms are heavy enough. So just lifting that arm out to the side. We've got 1 more. Lift and lower. Good, let's take it to the other side. We're going to place that hand on top. Spread those fingers nice and wide. You're going to wrap the hand around the ball. Squeeze tight and release. Squeeze tight and release. Squeeze tight, and we might be lifting that ball up. Lift and lift. Good, let's go to the sides. You're going to bring it right beside the body. So once again, feel free to do this without holding anything at all. So we're working through that shoulder. Keep the shoulder down and away from the ear. Let's do 1 more here. Good job. All right, so let's place that ball down. We're going to have those feet on the floor nice and solid. Just roll those shoulders around and back and down. Roll around and back and down. And 1 more time. You're going to drop them down the back. Grow taller through the spine. And we're going to drop that chin towards the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Now that head lifts up and center. You're going to turn that head to look towards one wall. And then we're just going to drop the chin towards the floor. So you're only going to go as far as those muscles will allow you to go. And we lift that chin up so we're looking to that side wall again. Turn the head to look center. Let's turn and look over the other shoulder. And we're going to drop that chin towards the floor once again. So lifting that head up, looking at that side wall, we turn to look center once again. Good. We're going to have one hand, palm of the hand is up. You're going to tap that shoulder. Now that elbow's going to lift up. Do keep the shoulder down and away from the ear. You might need that hand to push to get that elbow back far enough. We're looking for that pull through the back of the arm. Once you feel that pull, you don't have to go any further. That is your stretch. So we're going to bring that arm down. We're going to switch it to the other side. Palm of the hand is up, shoulder is dropped. We're tapping that shoulder and the elbow lifts up. So you might think sometimes we forget about you when we're stretching because we go quiet. You should be just breathing, and each stretch should be held for probably 10 to 15 seconds. So we're going to drop that arm down. Good. Fingertips touch, and we're going to push the hands forward. So So those elbows are to the side, and you want to feel kind of like you're hugging a big beach ball. Now we're going to lengthen tall through the spine, palms of the hand look at each other. Let's bend those elbows up, and we pull those arms back. Inhale, nice and deep. On the exhale, we relax those arms down. Let's take one foot. It's on the floor. The toes are pulling up. We're tall through the spine. And we're going to lean forward to look across the room on the floor. So we're lengthening through the back of that leg. Think of lifting the tailbone towards the back of the chair. Keep that chest open. And we're going to sit up nice and tall and push those toes down towards the floor. Sliding that leg in, let's switch to the other side. Heels on the floor, those toes are up. I've switched my supporting hands to the other leg. And I'm going to lean forward once again. My spine is long. Belly's in, breathing. And we're going to inhale, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to push those toes down towards the floor, stretching through the shin, through the front of the ankle, top of the foot. And we slide that leg in. Let's inhale, reach those arms up. We exhale, arms lower down. Inhale, reaching those arms up. We exhale, arms lower down. Let's do one more nice deep breath, in and out. We're going to exhale, those arms lower down. Now we're going to take one hand to the opposite shoulder. The other hand comes to the opposite shoulder again. You're going to give yourself a little hug and a pat on the back. Job well done. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Support for the VON Smart Exercise program has been provided by the North Simcoe Muskoka Local Health Integration Network and the Government of Ontario.